Hi, my name is Thomas Bookhammer, and I want to talk to you today in this short video about agile business leadership. So one of my concerns, and I believe we might share this, is sustainable organizational agility. So if you ever ask yourself how your leadership ability affects the way you get work done, how about within your organization? What influence does leadership ability have on your organizational agility? So we're going to drill down on these ideas in a Leaders Factor workshop in the morning of day one. So I'm going to walk through them pretty quickly in this video. I also want to add value to you at the end by sharing with you the leader's path. These are 4 actionable steps that you can take to start raising your leadership ability. So let's get started. This chart is the organizational agility. And what we're talking about here is aligning leadership ability. So this is business agile with the way we get work done to achieve our potential in process agile. So we've done a pretty good job with this bridge, the bridge between the way we get work done and our potential, our process agile. So in business, some of the influences here are management, policies, systems, operations, frameworks. These are things we use in business to get work done and reach our potential. In our personal life, we have culture, education, relationships, our finances, our faith. So these are ways personally we use to get things done. All right, so let me ask you 3 questions. Can we get the results that we desire with process improvement alone? Can we reach our full potential with frameworks and management alone? And then lastly, can we achieve sustainable organizational agility through process agile alone? So we've been working on the process side. We have great frameworks. I want to talk to you about the Leaders Factor side. This is aligning business agile now with the way we get work done. Okay, so we're going to walk through this kind of quickly. There's 5 levels of leadership, and this is something we drill down in on the workshop. So I'm not going to go into it too deep here, but positional leadership is leveraging authority. And this is, I think, largely where a lot of our leadership comes from. Well, let's align these leadership levels with our process drivers. So if we look back in how the evolution of business has evolved, then with positional leadership is pretty much role-driven, right? And this worked great for manufacturing. We had a role, we came in, part A went into part B, and we did what we were told, so to speak. This is back when we used to say, leave your personal life outside. Just do your job. That doesn't work anymore. So we became production-driven. Our process driver got us to knowledge work, enter software. Results-driven, now we have innovation. People are coming up with new ideas, and we're investing in them as people and building skills, cutting out waste. And then we became value-driven. That's where we are today, enter agile, and we're talking about adding value to the customer and adding value to the business. So I think we skipped permission. So this is relationship-driven. I think if we'd have added this early on and moved from me to we started to connect to people, we add value to people, we gain influence with people, therefore they buy into the leaders and they buy into the company. They're enjoying their work, they feel like they're part of the organization and part of the solution. This is business agile. So my thinking is that this is how we're going to reach sustainable organizational agility, not just process agile. So let's look at the process factor. This is the way we get work done. I think we're reaching about half our potential. Why? Because we moved from manufacturing to knowledge. We did that pretty well. But we're still managing process, not leading people. We haven't yet moved from me to we on the business side. We're doing process agile pretty good. But what about business agile? And we're managing with policy instead of leading with questions. So I think leading with questions is so important. That's also a topic in the workshop. So what do we need to do? We need to raise our leadership ability. All right, so let's look at the leader's factor. What is your leadership ability? I think we're still largely positional. This is because we're working with titles, we're using authority, we're leveraging paychecks, due dates, we're trying to manage people instead of lead people. So if that's the case, leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness, then this is what our effectiveness looks like if we're a 1-5 leaders factor. If we're reaching half our potential and we're using positional leadership, this is what it looks like. So we need to raise our leadership ability. This is going to raise our level of effectiveness. What if we go up to permission? We start to build relationships. Then our process effectiveness is also going to increase. Why? Because we've moved from me to we. We're starting to connect with people. We're starting to add value to others. We're gaining influence. We're gaining buy-in. We're developing people. We're gaining respect and trust. These things are all so important. So leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness. That's John Maxwell's law of the lid. Raising your leadership ability will improve your effectiveness and your influence in your organization and in your personal life. That's my quote. That comes from the leader's factor. So to have greater influence with others, you need to add value to them. To add value, you need to connect with them. And to connect with them, you'll need to become others focused. These are the 4 steps. I'm calling this the leader's path. You move from me to we. You connect, you add value, and you gain influence. So let's take a look at this. Others focused, moving from me to we. It's not about me. We move from an inward focus to an outward focus. You take the focus off of yourself and on to others. Step 2, you need to connect with people. See, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. Step 3, we're adding value. We give to receive. If you first help people get what they want, they will help you get what you want. And then lastly, we have greater influence. The true measure of leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. So I thank you. We touched on agile business leadership. This is part of the Leaders Factor workshop. We're talking about sustainable organizational agility. I want to thank you for allowing me to share these ideas. And I hope to see you in a workshop. Thanks again.